guys, I'm Kristine. It's so awesome to chat to you all today. Something that's really been on my heart is the verse John 15 verse 5, which says, "I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." And I really wanted to share this verse. It's something that it's kind of been on my heart, especially the past couple of weeks, but it's been something that I constantly go back to over the past few years. I think it all really started at the beginning of my walk with God when I was in matric and I was applying for medicine, and straight out of matric I applied and I unfortunately didn't get in anywhere. No one accepted me, and I just had this moment of feeling completely lost, and all my kind of like hopes and dreams and kind of aspirations that I'd had my whole life, it felt like everything was just nothing was working out. And I remember that was at the time where I first started coming to youth, and I remember I had this amazing encounter with God, and God just reminded me, I need to seek Him first, and I need to, remain in Him, and I need to trust in Him, and He has a plan. And when we put Him first in our lives, He'll never leave us hanging. He'll always bless us for that. So for me, John 15 verse 5 really just reinforces the idea that we need to remain in Him, and we need to just trust Him through whatever time we may be facing, whatever challenges we may be facing. And I think just going on from there, leading after getting rejected by the universities and I couldn't study medicine, I decided to take that verse and take the idea of seeking God first to heart, and I decided to take a gap year, and I spent my year working at the church, at Revive Church. I did a year to serve there, just serving God the whole year. I worked at SALT, which is a non-profit organization, and they help vulnerable women and children. So I worked there for a year, and I just focused on God, and I really pushed into my relationship with Him. And coming off the back of that year, I reapplied to all the universities to do medicine, because I really felt in my heart that that was what God was calling me to do. After I reapplied, basically I got accepted everywhere, and the doors just opened for me to study medicine. And it was just such a testimony to the fact that when we remain in God, you'll see the fruit, you'll see the blessings. Just like what I was saying earlier, you can really count on God when you put Him first. And I think just carrying on with that, I think during my studies now, there's been a lot of times where I've been really busy, or I felt like, I need to prioritize my work, and I've kind of got into a place where I haven't been putting God first. And those seasons, like when I think back on it now, I just think they were filled with so much anxiety, so much burnout, so much just feelings of being overwhelmed, feelings of, just complete overwhelming anxiety. And I think that really just stems from the fact that I wasn't putting God first, and I wasn't seeking Him in everything that I was doing. And I really could see that throughout those seasons where I wasn't maybe coming to church, I wasn't going to life group, and I wasn't spending time with God-centered people who were really just pushing me towards God and my relationship with Him. And I think just from that, what I wanted to encourage everyone today is just the fact that even though you might feel like sometimes seasons get busy, or you feel like you can, almost justify, maybe skipping a quiet time, or, maybe not going to life group, or, not spending those extra few minutes in the morning, just encountering God and spending time with God. I want to just encourage you to not let the enemy trick you into thinking that way. I think we need to be going back to John 15 verse 5, which says that we need to be remaining in God, and we need to be putting our trust in Him. And I think if we're truly the branches, like it says in the verse, whereas now I'm the vine, you are the branches. And I think, like it says, if you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So even if it feels like there are moments where you need to push into work, or you need to push into whatever it may be, we need to remember that if we're not first spending time with God and then doing those things, we can't do anything. It's pointless. So I think that was the main thing for me, something that I always try and go back to during seasons where I feel super busy and seasons where I feel overwhelmed, is that even though it feels like we may not have time to spend time with God, if we really put God first in those moments, and we really turn to God and trust in Him and take a step of faith and spend those extra minutes, having our quiet times, or take a morning out of our weekend to go to church. God always promises to bless that, and when we do that, we can be assured that there will be fruits and there will be blessings that come from there.